How's it going, everybody? This is Anthony Miranda with the Firearms Policy Coalition. Today I want to bring to your attention statements made by Dianne Feinstein last week while showing glowing support for the actions taken by her colleagues in filing H.R. 1446 and H.R. 8 targeting universal background checks. While showing admiration for the universal background check bills that have been introduced, she expressly declared that soon she would move to introduce a bill targeting a ban on so-called assault weapons. This renewed push on gun control and banning assault weapons comes shortly after Joe Biden called on Congress to institute common sense gun control laws on Valentine's Day. Among his checklist of bills he would like Congress to pass included universal background checks and a ban on assault weapons. Senator Feinstein stated in reference to H.R. 1446 and H.R. 8 that universal background checks are a common sense approach to address the gun violence epidemic plaguing our country. I'm proud to support the Background Check Expansion Act and look forward to passing it and other much needed reforms. She went on to elaborate that this bill would require background checks on all gun sales and transfers, including the private and unlicensed sales for which they are not currently required. This is one of the best ways to ensure guns won't fall into the hands of dangerous people. She then went on to make misleading statements like that the majority of Americans want universal background checks, and that a 2019 Washington Post ABC News poll found that 89% of Americans support background checks for all potential gun purchases. Feinstein then boldly declared, "I look forward to working with my Senate colleagues to pass this bill and other reforms, including the assault weapons ban that I plan to introduce in the coming weeks." Common sense bills to combat gun violence have been introduced in the House, and with a new administration in the White House, it is time to take action to end gun violence. As you may recall, Dianne Feinstein was the author and architect of the original 1994 federal assault weapons ban. The prior ban was a subsection of the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, which included a prohibition on the manufacture for civilian use of certain semi-automatic firearms that were defined as so-called assault weapons. The 10-year ban was passed by Congress on September 13, 1994, following a close 52-48 vote in the Senate, and was then signed by President Bill Clinton. Following the expiration of the 1994 bill, Feinstein has been a staunch advocate of reintroducing assault weapons bans like those currently in effect in her home state of California. She also attempted to pass Senate Bill 66 in 2019. Key provisions of that bill included bans on the sale, manufacture, transfer, and importation of 205 military-style assault weapons by name. That bill also included a ban on so-called assault weapons that accept a detachable magazine and that have one or more characteristics, including pistol grips, a forward grip, a barrel shroud, a threaded barrel, or a folding or telescoping stock. It also targeted bans on magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, and it also required background checks for the future sale, trade, or gifting of all of these so-called assault weapons. On top of all this, Feinstein seeks to soften this type of bill by grandfathering in possession of certain firearms or magazines that people had possessed prior to the institution of the bill. Even if Feinstein introduces the same bill as in 2019, the impact of the bill like that would be devastating to our Second Amendment rights. Just ask California what it is like to live under a law like this. However, reports are that the bill Feinstein seeks to institute may be even worse and much more far-reaching than the 2019 assault weapons ban bill she sought to have passed. This is why we all need to get active now, before any bill of this type gains steam. So if you oppose the assault weapons ban Feinstein seeks to introduce, head on over to fightdifi.com and join us in the fight against her. While you're at it, head on over to joinfpc.org. Rest assured knowing your donations will go directly to us fighting these types of two-way infringements tooth and nail. Once again, this is Anthony Miranda with the Firearms Policy Coalition. I'll see you guys next time.